Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be doing a Leetcode problem called goal parser interpretation. And this is a problem I got on Leetcode, and I did a pretty brute force, solution to it, but let me share it with you guys. So you own a goal parser that can interpret a string command. The command consists of an alphabet G, a string of parentheses, open and close, and or a string of the letters AL, AL, wrapped in parentheses, okay, in some order. Now the goal parser will interpret the string G as a string G, okay? It's going to interpret the input of open and close parentheses as a string O, and it's going to interpret the input of the letters AL wrapped in parentheses as the string AL, okay? And the interpreted strings are then concatenated in the original order, okay? So whatever order the input was passed in is what gets spit out in the output, okay? And basically your goal is to return the goal parser's interpretation of the input command, okay? So basically, if the input command is this guy here, string G parentheses, AL wrapped in parentheses, it should give you G, okay? G because of the input G is just gonna be outputted as G. Open and close parentheses, again here, it's gonna be outputted as O, so we're supposed to get O, okay? And then this guy here, AL wrapped in parentheses, will get outputted as AL. So here we get AL, okay? Pretty simple. And here's an explanation of it as well, and the final result, okay? And some couple more examples. So G, O, 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 AL, okay? And here we go. We have that as an output, and as well, this guy here, just some gargoyle, some gibberish. And that's your output right there. All right, so let's begin. Basically, our goal is, so let's create a function called let interpret. Let's make it a function. Okay, let's take in a string command. Okay, and let's do that. Okay, so now we're gonna need an array to basically store our results, right? And basically after that, we're just gonna join that array and return it. Okay. So let's do let results equals open and close, and that's an empty array, results. All right, and then after that, basically we're gonna need to basically split. So what we're gonna do is when we get our input, we're gonna have to split it, okay? And then just loop over it and then do some logic on it. So let's create a variable where we can store that value. Okay, so let's do split command equals command, which is our input, dot split, okay, and then we're just gonna split it like that. Okay, let's do that. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to loop over our input. So let's just do a simple for loop. Let's do for let I equals 0, and then we're gonna loop up to our split command, which is our now returned array of the split input dot length, okay, and we're gonna do an incrementation by regular incrementation, okay, I++. Okay, so just to repeat that again, we have our command coming in. We have split command here where we're gonna store the value of the returned array when we split our command, okay. We're gonna do some logic on it. We're gonna loop over it here, okay, and then whatever the results are, we're just gonna push it inside results and then return it down below, here, okay. Let me just, okay, let's exit out of that. So now we want to say, okay, so let's just, log this here. Okay, let's just do, let's pass in, let's start from scratch. So from the very first command, let's pass this guy in. Okay, and let me just log console.log a command. Okay, just to show you. So this is our input. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we want to see. Actually, let's log split command. Okay, So this is what we're going to be working with, this guy here. So this is our array that's returned for split. These are our different elements here. This guy here, that guy there. Okay, it's basically splitting each letter into its own index. All right, so we're going to loop over these, and we're going to say, okay, if split command, and being that this is in order, we can just literally just do this in order. Okay, we don't have to worry about any shuffling or anything like that. So we want to say, okay, if our index, our current index, is G, okay? I'm writing this in ternary case. For those of you who don't know, ternary, learn it. Just Google ternary operators. MDN documentation is the best place to go. All right, this is just an alternate way of writing conditionals. Okay, so we're gonna say if our index is G, then we're gonna push into result. We're gonna push into results dot push split command of I. Okay, we're gonna push that in if it's equals to G. Otherwise, we're gonna do split. We're gonna check if split command I equals to a string of an open parentheses. Okay, and split command I plus 1, which is the following element right after the open parentheses, and we're going to check if the very next element is a closing parentheses. Okay, if that's the case, then we're going to do results dot push, because that's going to return. That's going to mean O, right? If it's open and close parentheses in literally just right after each other, that's gonna represent an O. Okay, so we're gonna push an O. Okay. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to do split command. We're gonna check if split command equals to open parentheses, and split command of I plus 1 again. We're going to check the next element again, not equals to and a close parentheses. Okay, so we're just checking that. Okay, if we encounter an open parentheses, but right after that, if we don't have a close parentheses, then what we're going to do is results dot push al, because that's going to be an al, right? Al. Because that's what our test cases are telling us. Otherwise, just return null. Okay, and then we're going to do, right after the loop, we're going to do return. We're going to return results. We're going to join it. Results dot join, and we're just going to join it up. Okay, and now let's run our function here. All right, so we pass in this guy. Now we have goal. All right, so let's pass in this guy here. Let's pass that in. This should return goal. Perfect. And then now let's return this guy here. Come on. And this should return owl galug. All right. Run that. There we go. All right. So this is. I know this looks messy with all these ternaries. You can just write them in an if else or switch case, and this should be a good learning experience for you too. You know, if because you're going to see complicated code in, if you're a beginner, you're going to see some complicated looking code inside code bases. Nevertheless, you should, I wouldn't suggest writing it like this, because this is complicated looking. Just use a simple if else. Okay. I was in a rush and I just kind of I basically just scribbled out some code and, I wrote it in ternary, but use ternary when needed. With something like this, when there's multiple conditions, just use an if else, or just use like a switch case. Okay, ternaries are usually good for something that's like, like a one-liner, something simple input, otherwise output, you get it. All right, so that's my little tidbit of information for today. Hope this helps, and I'm working on an interview prep series. So this is sort of a part of that, but I just want to like kind of prep you guys. So in that interview series, we're going to be doing Leetcode problems. We're going to be doing actual JavaScript interview questions, like some DOM traversal stuff. We're going to be talking about web performance. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things related to JavaScript interviews, and some of the most common questions like promises, closures, all that good stuff. And we're also going to be doing some behavioral stuff as well. So definitely stay tuned. I'm going to put that series together over time, and I'll keep adding more and more videos. So most likely it's not going to be like one solid drop. Like you could consider this like a part of it, and basically it's just going to be like video after video of JavaScript interview tips, questions, and solutions. And again, keep in mind, this is just a very brute force solution. There are many other better ways to write this, and it's up to you to optimize it now. I wrote a brute force solution, so go ahead, play around with it, and try to find some corner cases and solve the corner cases as well. That'll be definitely good for when you're inside an interview, and once you actually solve, like once you get a brute force solution down, you want to explain if the interviewer asks you, hey, how would you optimize this? How would you refactor it? And you should be able to basically work through your solution to come up with a better one, and lesser code, cleaner looking, and you want to have something that works with all the edge cases as well. Okay, like for example, like what if these were shuffled, right? Like what if Al was here, or what if we were missing a parentheses, so edge cases, I would say come up with those. And if you have any questions, or if you have a better solution, definitely you can set up a GIST and send me a link, or you can just comment below and reach out to me if you want. All right, thanks.